Welcome to the video lecture series of Grade 10 Chemistry. Today we will discuss Chapter 4, Carbon and its Compounds, and the topic is hydrocarbons. So before going into that topic, let us see what are the different types of organic compounds. So the most familiar organic compounds are hydrocarbons and haloalkenes, alcohols you are familiar with, aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. These are the different types of organic compounds and they have different uses in our day-to-day life. So among these organic compounds, we are going to learn today hydrocarbons. As the name indicates, hydrocarbon, which means it contains only carbon and hydrogen. So they are a class of compounds which contain only carbon and hydrogen. Hydrocarbons, that is the word meaning, hydrocarbon. Now it is again divided into two: saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons means in this type of compound the carbon bonding is only single bond, which means the carbon bond is single bond. So this type of compounds are called as saturated hydrocarbons. So all the type of bonding is single bond. Carbon bond is single bond. When we look at unsaturated hydrocarbons, okay, they have double bond, okay, or they have triple bond in between carbon and carbon. So unsaturated hydrocarbons, again we have two types. One will have double bond, second one will have triple bond in between carbon and carbon. Okay, so in saturated hydrocarbons, I told all these contain carbon single bond only. They are called alkanes. And when we discuss about unsaturated hydrocarbons, the first we have double bonded carbon atom. These compounds are called alkenes. And one with a triple bond is called alkynes. Alkynes. Okay, so these are the three types of hydrocarbons present. So hydrocarbons generally classify into two: saturated and unsaturated. Saturated means they contain only single bond. Unsaturated means they contain double or triple bond. Saturated hydrocarbons are also called alkanes, and unsaturated ones we have alkene. Ene means they have double bond in between carbon atom, and alkynes, Yne, which means they have triple bond in between the carbon atoms. So these are the classification of hydrocarbons, and today we are going to study in detail about saturated hydrocarbons, which means alkanes. So let us look at alkanes. In every saturated or unsaturated compounds, we will have some kind of general formula to represent these molecules. So in alkanes, the general formula to represent this type of compound is they contain only carbon and hydrogen. So the formula is CnH2n plus 2. For example, if n is 2, hydrogen will be twice the number of n plus 2. So this is the general formula for alkanes, CnH2n plus 2. If you are putting n equals 1, you will get the first member of alkane series. So n equals 1. So you need to put N1 in this formula. So C1H2 into 1 plus 2. So you have to apply n equals 1 in this formula. So overall we'll get C1 means C only. H we have 2 into 1 plus 2. So which means 4. CH4. This is the formula we are getting. And this compound is called methane. So its name is methane. Methane. In this methane, if we are drawing the structure with the indication of single bonds, the structure will be in this way. One carbon, okay, its 4 valencies are satisfied with the hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen. So this is the structure of methane molecule. Okay, and this is the first member of alkane series. Now, if you put n equals 2, you will get the second member. Let us try n equals 2. So formula will be C2. N you need to put 2. So C2 H 2 into 2 plus 2. So C2 H 2 into 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 6. C2H6. And this compound is called ethane. Ethane. And its structure will be, this is C2H6, which means there are 2 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. So how do we represent a molecule in a detailed way? You have to draw 2 carbon atoms with a single bond. The remaining 3 valency, you can draw hydrogen. Okay. Again, the next carbon you can put 3 bonds with the hydrogen. This is the structural formula for ethane. Detailed structural formula, or you can represent it in another way. It's called a condensed formula, where you can write one carbon we will have 3 hydrogen atoms. So we can write CH3 bond CH3. This is the common way which we are writing in chemical equations and all. For ethane we can represent C2H6, that is the molecular formula. We say it is the molecular formula MF. MF means molecular formula. Molecular formula, and its structural formula is, we are representing in terms of single bond. Now we have the condensed formula, that is the CH3-CH3. Now third member n equals 3. So C3H2 into 3 plus 2. So it will become C3H8. So that is propane molecule. Propane. So among all these compounds, the ending is coming in ane, because these are alkanes. Methane, ethane, propane, ane. What about its general structure? So there are 3 carbon atoms in propane. So you can write 1, 2, 3 in a straight chain way. Now you have to add hydrogen atoms around it. So first carbon we can put 3 bonds. Okay, so that is CH3. Second carbon atom you need to put only 2, because back and forward already 2 valencies are satisfied. So CH2. Now in the last carbon you can put 3 hydrogen atoms. This is propane, Ane. What about its condensed formula? First carbon will have 3 hydrogen, CH3. Second carbon will have 2 hydrogen, CH2. Third carbon will have 3 hydrogen. So it is CH3, CH2, CH3. This is called propane. Now the fourth member N is equal to 4. That will be C4H2 into 4 plus 2. So it will become C4H10. That is butane. Okay. Now, how do we write butane formula? Write 4 carbon, because butane contains 4 carbon atoms. Write 4 carbon in a straight way. Then add hydrogen atoms. First carbon will have 3 hydrogen. Second one will have 2 hydrogen. Third carbon also will have 2 hydrogen. And the fourth will have, it is the ending carbon, you can write 3 hydrogen. So what will be the condensed formula? First carbon will have 3 hydrogen, so CH3. Second carbon will have 2 hydrogen, CH2. Third carbon will have 2 hydrogen, so CH2. Fourth carbon will have 3 hydrogen, so CH2, CH3. So CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. So this is the alkane series. And when you study about alkane series, you need to remember its general formula, then its molecular formula. Molecular formula will give you an idea about how many carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms are there in the molecule. Okay, so this is the molecular formula and its name. So all the names ending with ANE, because these are alkanes. Then structure, a detailed structure with the bonding and its condensed formula, which means how do we condense carbon and hydrogen together. So for methane we can write CH4 itself. So this is the condensed formula. You can try with the other members of alkanes. Till 4 only we have written here. You can write N equals 5, that is pentane. N equals 6, that is hexane. N equals 7, that we can write heptane. Till 10 you can try. Thank you, children.